Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It is a chilly Tuesday morning. Currently -6, going to be a high of around 10. Um, little, little chance of precipitation. 2% is what it gives us throughout the day. 7:18 is the sunrise. 4:41 is the sunset. And you know it. And my prayer is everybody had a weekend of edification, sanctification, rejuvenation, and closeness with your families, closeness with the Lord. We had that extra day off, but it was also inauguration day. And, it's, some people are saying it's a great day for America and all that, but really it's a great day for God, right? It's a great day for God in that it's God's sovereign providence, right? And he uses the leaders to push forward not their agenda or their country's agenda, but God's agenda. He pushes forward his agenda with it. And so um, in that, I don't necessarily take worry or get too um, emotional over it, but I do pray for our leaders. They need that. It's what we should be doing because we know it's God's will and God placed them. Um, and just that, and we know soli Deo Gloria, God will get the glory alone um, in the end. So no matter what it is, what country it is, what leader it is, what um, you know wars and rumors of wars are going on, he's coming back and he's going to win. And as Christians, we share in that victory. That's my 2 cents on it. All right, so we're in the study of Judges. I really want to try and finish this today, but I've already taken 2 minutes up. Um, so we're in Judges chapter 20, and we left off at around verse 13. Um, the people of Israel go to the Gibeah and they ask for the worthless fellows, right? Those are them. We're talking about sons of Belial. Um, but the Benjamins would not listen to the voice of their brothers, the people of Israel. Remember, the Benjaminites, they didn't drive out the Jebusites, right? They didn't do. Oh, they were not rightly obedient to God's word. Okay, and um, and they didn't drive them out. And their heart was hard. Okay, their heart was hard. Their heart was hard to God. Their heart was hard to reproof. Right, we see a hard heart here to reproof, um, because their heart is hard to God. Okay, and so the people of Benjamin came together out of the cities of Gibeah to go out to battle against Israel. So we've got the all of Israel except Benjamin forming together, right, based off of the pieces of the Levite's concubine that he sent out. Okay, and they're coming together against Benjamin, and there's this little. Uh, I don't know if I wouldn't say parenthetical phrase, but a piece of the narrative that the people of Benjamin mustered up 26,000 men who drew the sword, and then an extra 700 men who were left-handed. All right, and everyone can sling a stone at a hair and not miss. Now, ironically, um, Benjamin means son of the right, or son of the right hand. Okay, and I don't know if you're a baseball player or not, but um, left-handed pitchers, they have this movement on the ball, and it comes in a little bit different, and it's like a groove, man. And the left-handed pitcher, um, they're sought after, and in the major leagues, right? And it's they're tough to hit against. They're tough to hit against, and so here, I, you know, if you know scriptures, you know that it's going to be difficult when you face a lefty, I guess. in baseball. But so they go to battle, all right, and they first go up. So they inquire of God, who shall go out first? God said, Judah shall go up first. And the people of Israel rose in the morning and encamped against Gibeah. And in this first little battle, the people of Benjamin destroyed 22,000 of the Israelites. And so the Israelites, they go up and they weep before the Lord. This is verse 23. Um, and they inquire of the Lord, shall we fight against Benjamin again? And the Lord said, go up against them. All right. So, we tend to go to God in despair, right? When the concubine um, was brutalized, okay, when the concubine was brutalized, he never went to God. When he cut her into the 12 pieces, he didn't go to God. The people didn't go to God when they decided they were going to go war against Benjamin. But now, after Benjamin whoops up on them, 22,000 men of the Israelites were destroyed that day, they go and inquire of God. All right, so it's amazing how and why we do that. So the people of Israel came near against Benjamin again, and then again, verse 25, Benjamin destroys another 18,000. And sometimes it's God's will that we take losses. Y'all, sometimes it's God's will we take L's. So even if we inquire of God and we get the answer to go out or step out, take a leap of faith, sometimes it's His will that we take an L. And we, though it is surprising, we shouldn't necessarily be surprised. All right, then all the people of the whole army went up and came up to Bethel, and they wept, and they sat before the Lord and fasted the day. All right, and they fasted that day until evening and offered burnt offerings, and they inquired of the Lord. And it says here, this is a parenthetical phrase, the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days, and Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, ministered before it in those days, saying, shall we go out once more to battle against our brothers, the people of Benjamin? Now notice, it's their brothers. They're going out against their brothers. And so the Lord answers, go up, for tomorrow I will give them into your hand. Go up for tomorrow, for I will give them into your hand. And that's the answer they got from the Lord. All right? And why? So why do we take these losses, right? Okay, it's for faith building. It's for faith building. And so, do in a family situation, do we confront our brothers? In the church situation, do we confront our brothers? So in both, the answer is yes. Yes, we do. How do we do it? Is a question, right? Should it be war, right? I don't know. I guess sometimes if the Lord says, go up again tomorrow, for I will give them into your hand. Now, does that necessarily mean go up and fight them, or does that mean go up and talk to them? So the men of Israel set an ambush is what they do. So instead of confronting them in a face to face or a heads up, they set an ambush. All right, and then as we continue through, so they defeat him. They defeat Benjamin, and the people of Israel destroyed 25,100 men of Benjamin that day. That's verse 35. And all these men were men who drew the sword. So the people of Benjamin saw that they were defeated. The men of Israel gave ground to Benjamin because they trusted the men in the ambush whom they had set against Gibeah. So it was part of the plan. Okay. So they dropped. They destroyed 25,000 of the men of Benjamin. but they gave ground as they did it. And as they were given ground, they ran back, and the they gave the signal for the people to set who they had trusted to set the ambush, and that signal was when a great cloud of smoke rose up out of the city. Then the men of Israel turned in battle. Now Benjamin had begun to strike and kill about 30 men of Israel. They said, "Surely they are defeated before us, as in the first battle." So they, as they gave ground, the people of Benjamin thought they were going to win. So they go, they go in and they go hard. They think they're going to win as if the first battle, and then they start to go hard. But when the signal began to rise out of the city, a column of smoke, the Benjaminites looked behind them, and behold, the whole city went up in smoke to heaven. Then the men of Israel turned, and the men of Benjamin were dismayed, for they saw that disaster was close upon them. Okay, so that's the ambush. They start to waver. They start to waver. Okay, so they turned, they saw the smoke, and it gave them fear. They saw disaster was upon them, right? And so they turned and tried to flee towards the wilderness, and 2,000 men of them were struck down. So all who fell that day in Benjamin, 25,000 men who drew the sword, all of the men of valor, but 600 men turned and fled toward the wilderness to the rock of Rimmon, and remained at the rock of Rimmon 4 months. And so, this whole thing is all happened because of the concubine, but not because of the concubine herself. It's because of the men of Gibeah and what they did to this man's concubine. But if you go back even further, what was the heart of the Levite that caused the concubine to step out on him and leave him and go to her father's house? And it's the hearts of men, y'all. It's about the hearts of men. All right, we moved through some ground on that. You guys are gonna have to read this stuff for yourself. There's no way I could certainly cover all that was in here, but I think I did an all right job summarizing it. I'm gonna try and go fast through 21, and so we can get into Ruth Thursday, and go forward and prepare our way for the gospel. I think we're gonna do the Gospel of John. Starting, whether or not we finish Ruth or not, we'll start in second week of February, I think. All right, guys.